The year was 1919, and the world was still trembling in the aftershocks of World War I. The fighting had ended, but the scars, emotional, physical, and spiritual, lingered in every corner of Europe. At an RAF airbase in England, members of Sir Victor Goddard's squadron gathered in a moment of relief and remembrance. Peace had come, and they were preparing to return to the lives they had almost forgotten. To mark the occasion, the squadron was ordered to pose for a formal photograph, a ritual of closure and unity. But when the image was developed days later, it carried more than just the faces of the living. It carried a ghost. Freddy Jackson wasn't a fighter pilot or officer. He was a mechanic, one of the many who toiled in grease and sweat, working day and night to keep the Royal Air Force's fragile biplanes in the sky. A quiet man, Freddy was known for his cheerful demeanor, sharp mind, and easy laughter, the kind of man everyone liked and few forgot. 2 days before the photograph was taken, Freddy was killed in a tragic accident on the tarmac. While working on a Sopwith Camel, he walked too close to a spinning propeller. The aircraft was being tested. No one noticed Freddy until it was too late. He died almost instantly. The squadron mourned. His funeral was held on the morning of the group photograph. There were no dry eyes as his casket was lowered into the earth, draped in the Union Jack, with the low hum of engines in the distance, a reminder of the world he helped keep aloft. The photograph was taken in the afternoon, a simple group shot. About 30 men in uniform, arranged in neat rows, with the curved frame of the hangar behind them. The camera clicked. No one thought much of it. But when the photographic plate was developed a few days later, something was wrong. Behind one of the standing airmen, peeking over his shoulder, was a face, clearly visible. Grinning faintly, his features softer than the others, but unmistakably human. A man no one had seen during the shoot. At first, the squadron assumed it was a double exposure. But that explanation fell apart when several airmen, one after the other, identified the man. That's Freddy. That's Jackson. No doubt about it. The smile, the eyes, the cap tilted just slightly to one side. It was him. The man who had died 2 days before. The man who had been buried just hours before the photo was taken. Photography in 1919 was still a delicate process, but hardly experimental. Double exposure, a common flaw of the time, typically produced ghostly duplicates, faint and blurry overlays. But Freddy's image was too precise, his face too distinct. His expression bore the quiet humor and warmth the men knew well. Moreover, there was no photographic record of Freddy that could have been reused. This was a unique, single exposure, confirmed by the base's own darkroom technician. No one could explain how a man, long dead, had appeared in a photograph taken after his death. What elevated this story from legend to landmark was the credibility of Sir Victor Goddard, who later became a higher-ranking officer in the RAF and remained respected for his integrity. He was present when the photo was taken and publicly confirmed the presence of Freddy's image in the photograph. Goddard was not a man prone to fantasy. He later said, "I could not find a rational explanation. I know the men in my command. That was Freddy Jackson. That was his face, his posture, his smirk. He'd been too fond of the squadron to miss the photograph. Even death couldn't keep him from it. Theories abound. Crisis apparition. Freddy may have manifested at the moment the photo was taken as part of a farewell to his comrades. The final proof of his loyalty. Residual energy. Some believe that strong emotions and trauma can imprint energy onto the physical world, And Freddy's death had been sudden and violent. Intelligent, haunting. Others think Freddy knew the photo was being taken and chose to show up, smiling as if to say, "I'm still with you." The photograph has been reprinted in dozens of books, documentaries, and lectures on the supernatural. It's considered one of the clearest and most compelling ghost photographs ever captured. Skeptics continue to seek explanations: trick of the light, mistaken identity, doctored image, yet none have definitively disproved its authenticity. Freddie Jackson became more than a ghost story. He became a symbol of lingering presence, of a soul who could not be separated from his comrades, even by death. In a time when war stole so many lives and families longed for signs from the beyond, Freddy's smile in that photograph was more than just a mystery. It was a comfort, a reminder that some bonds do not end even when the body falls away. And for the men of Sir Victor Goddard's squadron, that final photo was not a ghost story. It was a reunion. Many thanks for treading this tale's dark path. If its chill gripped you, like, subscribe, and comment below.